In a small village called Umanochi, there was a young girl named Chika. She had lost her mother when she was very small, and her father remarried a woman named Ngozi. At first, Chika was hopeful. She thought having a stepmother might bring warmth and love into their home, but she was wrong. Ngozi turned out to be cruel and harsh. From the moment she moved in, Ngozi made Chika's life miserable. She would shout at her for the smallest things. "Why is the house not clean enough?" she would ask, though Chika had scrubbed the floors all morning. No matter how hard Chika worked, it was never good enough for Ngozi. The worst part was that her father, Obina, didn't see it. He was often away, working on the farm or trading, and whenever he was home, Ngozi would pretend to be the perfect wife. Chika learned to keep her pain inside, but it was hard. Every day felt like a battle. Ngozi would make Chika wake up at the crack of dawn to fetch water from the stream. It was a long walk, and the water was heavy to carry, but Chika had no choice. Every time she would bring it back, Ngozi would scold her for being too slow. "Your stepbrothers and stepsisters do not have to do this. Why can't you be like them?" Ngozi would yell, her voice sharp like a whip. Chika's stepbrothers and stepsisters were always left to play and laugh while Chika did all the chores. They mocked her as she walked, but there was nothing she could do. The village children would sometimes ask her why she was always so tired, but she just smiled and said, "It's nothing." She didn't want anyone to know how miserable she was. She would keep her tears to herself, but deep down, she wished someone would come to her rescue. As time passed, Chika became quieter. She stopped talking about her dreams and hopes, because it always seemed like no one cared. She worked from morning until night, cleaning, cooking, and taking care of the younger children. Her father didn't see her tiredness. He never asked if she was okay. Instead, he would always praise Ngozi for being a good wife and mother. One afternoon, as Chika sat in the corner of their small house, cleaning the dishes, she overheard Ngozi talking to her friend. "Obina thinks I'm so good to this girl, but I make her do everything. She's too weak to fight back," Ngozi said, laughing cruelly. Chika's heart sank. She had never heard Ngozi talk so openly about her hatred. She now knew that her life would never get better as long as she stayed in that house. But what could she do? Where could she go? Chika had always kept to herself, but the mistreatment from Ngozi was becoming too much to bear. Her stepmother had stopped pretending to be kind, and the anger that had been building inside Chika began to grow. One day, Ngozi gave her a task that seemed impossible: go to the farm, pick 2 bags of cassava, and bring them back before sunset. "Don't come back without it." Chika knew the farm was far away, and she had never been asked to do such a big job before. But she couldn't say no. She left, hoping she could get the work done before it got dark. As the sun started to set, she found herself still in the field, struggling with the heavy bags of cassava. Sweat poured down her face, and her muscles ached. She knew that if she didn't get back soon, Ngozi would punish her. But something strange happened as she walked back. The sky turned dark, and the wind began to blow fiercely. It felt like the storm was a warning of something that was about to happen. The wind grew stronger as Chika made her way home. The sky was dark, and rain started to fall heavily, soaking her to the bone. The path was slippery, and the bags of cassava felt heavier with each step. Chika was scared. She didn't want to face Ngozi's anger for being late. But when she finally reached the house, she found it eerily quiet. There was no sound of her stepmother or the children. Only the howling wind filled the air. She stepped inside cautiously and found everything in disarray. The door was hanging off its hinges, and the fire in the cooking pot had gone out. It was as if something terrible had happened while she was gone. The storm outside seemed to mirror the chaos that had overtaken the house. Chika felt a chill run down her spine. What could it mean? Chika didn't know what to make of the scene. She placed the bags of cassava down and stepped further into the house. Her heart raced, and her palms were sweaty. Where was her father? Where was Ngozi? Just as she was about to call out, a figure appeared at the door. It was an old woman, hunched over and dressed in tattered clothes. Her eyes were sharp, and she looked like she had been walking for a long time. Chika was startled, but the woman smiled at her. "Child, are you all right?" the woman asked in a voice that was both soothing and firm. Chika nodded, unsure of what to say. The woman walked into the house, uninvited, and sat on the mat. "I've been watching you for a long time, Chika," she said softly. "I know what you're going through. But I also know that your suffering will soon come to an end." Chika was confused. Who was this woman? And why was she here? The old woman's presence was coming, yet mysterious. She told Chika that she had been sent by the village spirits to warn her of the dangers ahead. "Your stepmother's wickedness will not go unpunished," she said cryptically. Chika listened in silence, not sure if she should believe the woman. But there was something about her that made Chika feel like she had been chosen for something important. "Do not worry, my child," the old woman continued. "The time will come when Ngozi will face the consequences of her actions. You just need to be patient, and trust that the right things will happen." Chika didn't understand fully, but she felt a sense of hope for the first time in a long while. The old woman told her to keep working hard and stay true to herself, no matter how hard it got. With that, she stood up, and without another word, left the house. The next day, Ngozi returned to the house looking very different. She was pale, and her usual sharp temper seemed to be gone. She walked past Chika without saying a word, and when she sat down, her eyes were distant. Chika wondered if something had happened to her stepmother. The woman who had always been so cruel now seemed lost, as if the storm from the night before had taken something from her. For the first time, Chika saw her stepmother as weak. She remembered the old woman's words and wondered if what she had said was starting to come true. She didn't know what would happen next, but Chika could feel that a change was coming, something that would shift the balance in their home forever. Chika's life continued with its challenges, but she noticed something unusual about herself. The more she walked, the stronger she became, both in body and spirit. The tasks that used to tire her now seemed easier, and she started to feel a sense of pride in her work. At night, as she lay on her mat, she thought about the old woman's words. What had she meant by saying that Ngozi's time would come? Chika didn't know, but she felt deep down that the wrongdoings she had suffered would soon catch up with her stepmother. It wasn't long before Chika learned that Ngozi had begun to lose the respect of the villagers. They no longer admired her as they once did. Whispers spread about her harshness, and even those who had once praised her turned their backs. The storm that had shaken the house the night before seemed to have shaken more than just the walls. One evening, as Chika sat by the fire, her father came home in a hurry. His face was grim, and he didn't say a word as he sat down next to her. "Papa, what is it?" Chika asked, her voice filled with concern. Obina sighed deeply. "There's been a terrible report from the village council. It seems that Ngozi has been hiding something terrible. They say she has been involved in some bad dealings, and now, the village leaders want to speak with her." Chika's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the beginning of the end for her wicked stepmother? She had no idea what Ngozi had done, but the truth was finally coming to light. The village leaders called for a meeting, and Ngozi was summoned to explain herself. Chika's father, Obina, was shocked when he learned the truth about his wife. Ngozi had been secretly stealing from the village, taking goods from their neighbors and hiding them away for herself. The villagers had finally caught on to her lies and deceit. The council decided to banish her from the village, and Obina was left in disbelief. He had loved this woman, but now he saw her true nature. Chika stood silently as she watched Ngozi leave the village. A part of her felt relief, but another part of her felt sad. No matter how wicked a person was, it was never easy to see them fall. With Ngozi gone, life in the house changed. Chika's father began to realize just how much she had been suffering all those years. He apologized for not seeing the truth sooner. "I didn't know, Chika," he said softly. "I'm so sorry. I will make it up to you." For the first time in her life, Chika felt free. She didn't have to live in fear anymore. She could finally dream again, and she knew that her future was bright. Though the past had been difficult, Chika had learned that no matter how bad things got, there was always hope for a better tomorrow. As time passed, the village began to heal from the damage Ngozi had caused. The people came together, supporting each other and rebuilding the trust that had been lost. Chika, too, was embraced by the community. They saw the strength she had shown, and they admired her resilience. One day, the elders of the village approached Chika with a special request. "Chika," they said, "you have shown wisdom beyond your years. We would like you to help guide the younger generation, to teach them the values of kindness, respect, and hard work." Chika was humbled by their words. It was a new chapter in her life, one where she could give back to her village, and show the next generation how to live with integrity and compassion. Chika's story became one that the village told for years to come. It was a story of courage in the face of hardship, of a young girl who never gave up despite the cruelty she faced. It was a story of how even the darkest days could lead to brighter ones. As Chika grew older, she became known as a wise woman in the village. Her kindness and strength were respected by all, and her story was passed down through generations, teaching others that no one could escape the consequences of their actions. Years later, as an older woman, Chika stood by the same village stream where she had once fetched water. She looked out at the water, remembering the struggles and challenges she had faced as a young girl. But now, she was content. The storm had passed, and peace had returned to her heart. Chika smiled, knowing that her journey was one of resilience, and that the wickedness of the past had made way for a brighter, more hopeful future.